I don't like the Balvenie Doublewood. I don't like the 12. Hello and welcome to another Whiskey Trials. This evening I have, I think, a fairly special little dram to show you. It is the Balvenie Doublewood, age 17 years. Now, one of the things that I say quite a lot is that I don't like the Balvenie Doublewood. I don't like the 12. I've tried it a few times and I've never quite connected with it for some reason. Will the 17 be any different? So it says on the front, it's got a good lot of stuff. I like the packaging. It's got that kind of vintage, kind of brown, leathery kind of feel to it. So many years of maturation in traditional whiskey casks mellows the maturing spirit and imparts warming layers of vanilla spiciness. So that's the whiskey oak. Then let's move to sherry oak. Further maturation in European oak sherry cask increases complexity, bringing fruity, honeyed depths to the resulting single malt. So there you go. That's their Doublewood. So for some reason, I've never been a fan of the 12-year-old. I really haven't. It's been a while since I had it, granted, but it was still within the realms of me being able to properly appreciate it, and I just haven't, like I said, connected to it. So the Balvenie, it is a Speyside. It is distilled by William Grant and Sons, and like I said, I mean they do obviously other age statements, lots of other expressions. I think they've got a 10-year-old as well, but you know, who knows? If I don't like the 12, I'm probably not going to like the 10, right? But will I like the 17? So this is Sarah's. It is not mine. And she bought it. You might wonder what I'm doing right now. She bought it, and it was quite expensive, and she was only going to open it on a special occasion, and that special occasion came. She is a mature student and she was accepted to university, which is amazing news. Well done, Sarah. I'm so proud of you. But she has marked the bottle. I don't know if you can quite make this out. Right, here's where it was, right, and here's where she said I could go. Like literally 5 mil on the bottle, and I've gone 5 mil over that. So I've taken a centimetre. So there you go. That's love for you. You give them an inch and they take a mile, or in this case 5 mil, and I've taken a centimetre. But look at that, right? Look at that. It's just perfect in the glass. That's not a big nip, really. Not really. Let's just have a quick look at this against my studio lights. Slow. Is it slow? Yeah, it's like, but it's not like big legs, but feels like when I turn it, it stays on the rim for 8. Oh, it is slow. Oh my god. It's just only coming down now. Wow, that's potentially the best legs I've ever seen. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So Balvenie 17 definitely got some kick-ass legs on it. Will I do my usual? Did they actually talk about it? No, it's one of these ones where they maybe don't talk about it that much. Nowhere else will you find a distillery that still grows its own barley. I think that might be incorrect, because I stay in a place called Newborough, and the distillery has just opened, Lindores Distillery, and I'm pretty sure they grow their own barley. There was lots of barley growing around them last year when they opened. So yeah, you might be wrong there, the Balvenie. Don't get too up yourself with the old barley growing thing. Blah blah blah. Yeah, no, there's no tasting notes on the box, and none really on the back. I guess they just think it's going to sell itself. You've probably tried the 12. You're going to really like the 17. Well, I didn't like the 12. Sorry. So please drink responsibly, kind of thing. So it's at 43%. I tend to find that's like the kind of halfway house. When they don't want it to be the 40%. It's almost like the stingier kind of way of doing it. I think the proper way of putting it out is maybe 46, but it all depends, I guess, on the taste, and I'm no expert, so what do I know? But 40% is your base, 43 is like the stingier kind of measure, and the 46 they're potentially more about the quality, more about the strength, giving people an experience. But it's deep. Oh, the smell on this is deep. The colour looks like it's been coloured. I don't know if William Grant and Sons use colours, but they potentially do, because that kind of looks like it might be. But with the kind of wood that they put it in, it might colour it a bit, I suppose. But yeah, it's got that real kind of deep, Christmas cakey, creamy, kind of textured kind of smell to it. It's well finished, it's well rounded. It's got a good bit of kind of alcohol burn when you shove it up your nose. I'm getting the vanillas. I'm also getting other rich dark fruits, raisins and sultanas, maybe some cherries thrown in there. Definitely a kind of Christmas cake kind of feel to it. So this feels like it's going to be my kind of whiskey, really, doesn't it? And it doesn't disappoint. It's very nice. Ooh, I got a bit of the. Do you know what it is? It's like the back end of the vanilla. It almost gives you that weird banana-ish smell. It's almost there with that one as well, but much more vanilla here. Yeah, getting the woods. Yeah, it's got that kind of fresh oak kind of smell to it as well. A green oak almost. It's a nice, well polished, complex, easily drinkable dram that I've got right here. It's leaps and bounds ahead of the 12-year-old, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't buy the 12-year-old. I wouldn't even buy it in a pub. I see it all the time in pubs. It seems to be like a a staple of like one of the ones that they put up there that people might like, and it's just one that I avoid now because I've just not enjoyed it the sort of 4 or 5 times that I've tried it. I might go back to it after tasting this, see if anything's changed. Oh, some chocolatey, bitter chocolate. Yeah, it's like bitter chocolate, slight orangey notes there. I think this is one of those ones that you definitely bring out on special occasions. So I know how much this cost, and it was 80 quid. I was hungover at the time when Sarah bought it. Otherwise, I might have been like, "My God, what are you doing?" But do you know what? I think it's served its purpose in terms of that kind of speciality malt. Whether I think it's necessarily worth 80 quid, do I think it's worth 80 quid? I mean, 80 quid, what else could I buy for 80 quid? Yeah, you could buy quite a lot for 80 quid, so it's a difficult one. Especially if you to buy a few bottles of the lower kind of age statements. This is another one. Generally I find this with quite well finished ones, or well put together ones. I don't know, but that flat wood taste that kind of carries on through. And this one's it's like a lighter wood almost. It's not got that kind of acrid, deep oakiness. It's just I think I've said it before, like a sauna wood. You know, when you're in a sauna and you get that nice light wood smell. It's kind of like that. And it's a flat wood, so it goes right the way through the flavour. So you can be drifting in and out of sweetness and whatever else, but that kind of woodiness just keeps on tickling your palate. Well, it's a surprise, you know, if you really dislike the 12 and then you kind of avoid it for a little bit, and then somebody buys the 17 and you taste it and you're like, oh, that's really nice. You kind of think you should go back to the 12 and maybe give it another shot. Oh, actually, the other thing I tried at New Year was the Caribbean cask. And that was excellent as well. I really, really enjoyed the Caribbean cask. That was something good. I would actually go out of my way and buy the Caribbean cask, and I actually bought it, so I know how much it cost. It was £40, although I didn't get to drink the whole bottle. I didn't get to go on the full journey. What I did have of it was definitely worth the £40. So if you see the Balvenie Caribbean cask at £40 or less, buy it straight away. I don't think you'll be disappointed. This one at 80, would you be disappointed? I don't know. I suppose it depends on how much of a aficionado you are and the kind of flavours that you like. Certainly, as the older age statements can be, it can be a little bit simpler on the nose than some of these other non-age statements, kind of blended single malts. But actually, this one's fairly complex on the nose as they go. It's nice. I think more and more I'm enjoying whiskies on the nose. When you actually just take the time to sit and smell them, it's amazing what you can pick out at different points, at different times, in different rooms, different situations. I'm just going to take a little drink of water just now, just to clear my palate a wee bit. But yeah, more and more I'm enjoying the smell of whiskey. I mean, before it was, it was about the taste, or it was about the experience, or it was about, I mean, sometimes it was maybe about just getting drunk. But now, as you move on through your whiskey journey and you start to appreciate more and more the effort and everything that goes into making these whiskies, you just sit and smell it, man. Just sit and smell your whiskey. See what you get out of it. So, almost getting pears now. It's definitely one of those ones. You know, the ones that are they've got the kind of alcoholic vanilla smell. It's like borderline banana, which can also turn into pear. And then there's like a circle of that. So you've got banana, pear, and then you've got pineapple. Then you've got pear, and then you've got you've got pineapple. Then you've got banana, and then you've got pear, and then you've got apple. There's this circle of fruit, and there's the scale, and they can be on either. They can be all around that 360 degrees. And it's so interesting because some of the ones that I've done previously have just been, I've had the pineapple-y ones, I've had the banana-like ones. And I'd say that this one, if you really wanted to push me, was in between the pear and green apple kind of degrees. That's great. I mean, that's what I love about whiskey, and that's what you'll love about whiskey too. If you're a beginner and you've just found this video, just sit down, take your time, don't worry about it, appreciate it, just smell it, put some water in it if you need to, maybe put some ice in it if you have to. There you go, I said it. It really doesn't matter how you, especially if you're a beginner, how you kind of get into it. I think as your whiskey journey grows, you'll become more and more like myself, where you don't have water in it, or you don't have ice in it, and you don't mix weird things in it. I tend not to do that with really nice malts. It feels a little bit like sacrilege. I wouldn't put Iron Brew or Coke or something like that in this. Why would you? Because all you can taste is the Coke, depending on how much you put in. But you'd be better off with just a plain old white Mackay if you're going to put Coke in it. That's good. I'm going to just dip my finger in my water here. I'm just going to... What was this, 1 drop? Right, 2 drops. 2 drops. 2 drops of water in that. A little bit remaining. See if it changes the nose. Maybe a bit more vanilla. Whoa. Wow. Very much changed the taste. Wow, that's so interesting. Uh-oh. Do I have to pour another one? Do I have the balls to pour another one? This being Sarah's bottle of whiskey. No, that was really interesting. That was, I'm just going to pour another wee bit. I'll make it up to her. Anyway, she drinks all my whiskey. I'm not going to pour much. Still got loads left there. I'm going to put my... Oh, shit. Put my finger in there. 1, 2... There's a little bit more. Right, 3. 3 in that one. So last time it released a lot more, a lot more vanilla on the nose when you put the water in it. Calms everything else down a bit. Still get the pearish green apple skin. Oh, but the taste is like really changed when I put the water in it. It's nice as well, though. It's like it's got more of it. It's going to sound really weird when I say it, but it feels like it's got more of the wood, but less. So it feels like the wood flavour has increased, but it's less of a woodiness. I know that sounds so strange. Do you know what it is? It's less of the actual woodiness. It's less of the real acrid kind of woodiness. It is more of a sweet woodiness that's left. That's really nice too. I love that. I really like that with a couple of drops of water in it. It kind of increases the wood in a certain way. It mellows it out maybe slightly and gives me still the nice sweetness, kind of a honey glow that I'm getting now at the end. So there's less of a... I think what you find when you've got this woodiness, especially with the older ones, and you've got that flat wood taste, maybe perhaps adding like a couple of drops of water like I just did. I mean literally like drops. You saw me put my finger in there. It was like 1, 2, 3. That's the drops that came off. I mean, like, don't be putting it under a tap or anything. You need to control it more than putting it under a tap. But I think with that kind of woodiness, or that flat woodiness, or some that have even got more of a woodiness, you get that. It's like a slight a bitterness, an acridness, a barkiness maybe. There's a bitterness to the wood, whereas just putting the drops in there really mellowed that out, smoothed it, made it sweeter. Very nice indeed, and I can highly recommend it. And I'm getting more and more into that, especially since I mentioned it in one of my previous whiskey trials, Aquavite, the whiskey channel. Check him out. He knows so much more about whiskey than I do. Not that difficult. But he also talks about how you should drink it. He does this really good video, how you should drink it, all the rest of it. And really how you should drink it is completely up to you. But one of the things that he talks about is experimenting with water. And I've been one of these kind of guys that, like, I want to appreciate something for what it is, like it in its purest form. But then, who's to say what its purest form is, really? Everything's debatable. So I've started just, testing things out with a little bit of water, or, I've always liked to pair things with food. So pairing things with food is fine. Like I did these things. Look, I've still got 5 of them out of 6. Man, I had these things over Christmas. These whiskey balls that are like 12%. So I've always tried to pair things with chocolates or cheeses or food, or maybe even other drinks, beers, whatever. But when I watch more and more of these whiskey reviews and all the rest of it, trying to improve what I'm doing and the information I give you also, I think water, you should always have a little bit of water. So this is like, I think, the previous whiskey trials. These are one of the first whiskey trials where I've had water next to me, just to, 1, to cleanse my palate, but also 2, to just put some little drops in, like you said. So yeah, it's a journey. I always talk about it being a journey. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to do what you like. If you think it's weird, who cares? You know, the thing is that a lot of people are whiskey snobs and they'll tell you not to do something because it's a 17-year-old or it's this or it's that or whatever. But hey man, if you've got the money and you want to buy an 80 quid bottle of whiskey and it happens to be the Balvenie 17 and it's a hot day and you want to put some ice in it, go for it. I mean, for me it would kill a bit of the flavours, might kill a bit of the smell. But I'm sure you'll enjoy it because you're probably next to a swimming pool doing something fun anyway. So, yeah, here's to you. I would toast you, but oh no, look, I do. I've got like the little tiniest bit. I said this in the last one. The Glencairn hides this little snippet from you every time. You think you're finished, but the Glencairn always has that little bit left for you. So, thanks for tuning in. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thanks to everybody that's been commenting. It's been so good answering your comments, listening to your comments, reading your comments. I really appreciate it because, you know, I'm only small. I'm just a small channel. I don't have many subscribers. And I think it's great that people are engaging with me. I'm willing to engage with you. This whole thing is, again, such a journey. It sounds like I'm being such a cliche now when I talk about journeys. But, man, those whiskey chocolates are pretty good. 12% too. Don't know what the whiskey is, but it's good. Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out my other videos. Check out the people that I recommend on YouTube. And enjoy your next whiskey. Slanty. That is pretty good. Hopefully Sarah doesn't kill me for drinking a little bit more.